In a bustling ancient land, wisdom walked the streets, calling out to the hearts of the people. It was a time when kings ruled from thrones, and common folk labored in the fields. They had questions about life, choices, and the paths that lay before them. Into this rich tapestry of existence came the wise King Solomon, renowned for his understanding and insight. He was the son of David and a man chosen by God to lead his people. The Book of Proverbs is a collection of wise sayings, a treasure trove of moral lessons and practical advice. It shines a light on the importance of wisdom and understanding, urging all to seek them as one would seek gold. It invites us to listen closely, for wisdom speaks softly but carries the weight of truth. As the sun began to rise over the hills, we find Solomon in his palace, pondering the complexities of life. He understood that wisdom was not merely an act of intellect, but a path of righteousness. His heart was heavy with the responsibility to lead a nation, yet filled with hope that his people would choose the better way. He gathered the young and old, the wise and the foolish, and began to share the wisdom he had learned. "My children," he declared, "listen to your father's instruction. Do not forsake your mother's teaching." He emphasized the importance of honoring parents, for they hold the keys to knowledge and experience. In this gathering, Solomon illustrated a powerful truth: those who listen and learn will thrive, while those who disregard wisdom will find themselves lost. As the crowd absorbed his words, it became clear that the foundation of a wise life is built on respect for authority and the quest for knowledge. In another moment, Solomon likened wisdom to a precious jewel. "Wisdom is more valuable than rubies," he proclaimed, "and nothing you desire can compare with her." This imagery captured the audience's imagination. They understood that to seek wisdom above all else is to choose a life filled with purpose and joy. The king continued, sharing the story of a young man swayed by temptation. This young man, lacking discernment, wandered into the arms of a seductive woman. Solomon warned, "Her lips drip honey, and her words are smoother than oil, but in the end, she is bitter as gall." The lesson was clear: temptation often hides beneath a sweet facade. To resist, one must cultivate wisdom and strength. As the days passed, Solomon spoke of the importance of friendships. He described how a true friend is like iron sharpening iron. "One man sharpens another," he said. "A good friend offers encouragement, support, and correction when needed. In times of trouble, it is this bond that helps us weather the storms of life." The king then turned his attention to the heart. "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." He emphasized that the heart is the wellspring of life. What we allow to dwell within shapes our words and actions. To be wise is to protect our hearts from negativity and bitterness. One day, Solomon chose to speak of justice. He declared, "To do what is right and just is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice." He urged his listeners to act with integrity, to treat others with fairness and compassion. True wisdom is not just knowing what is right but living it out in our daily actions. As the seasons changed, Solomon continued to share proverbs that touched on various aspects of life. He taught about the value of hard work. "Lazy hands make for poverty," he warned, "but diligent hands bring wealth." The people listened closely, realizing that effort and persistence lead to fruitful living. He also spoke of the power of words. "The tongue has the power of life and death," he said. This profound truth resonated deeply. Kind words can heal, while harsh words can wound. The weight of our words carries great responsibility. To choose our words wisely is to choose life. In a moment of vulnerability, Solomon shared his own struggles. He had tasted both the joys of wisdom and the pitfalls of folly. "There is a way that appears to be right," he confessed, "but in the end, it leads to death." He urged his listeners to seek God's guidance in all things, for his ways lead to life. The king also reminded everyone of the importance of humility. "Pride goes before destruction," he cautioned. a haughty spirit before a fall. In a world that often praises self-sufficiency, he emphasized that humility opens the door to wisdom. A humble heart is always eager to learn and grow. As the gathering drew to a close, Solomon spoke of the importance of trusting in the Lord. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, he encouraged, and lean not on your own understanding. He shared that wisdom begins with a reverent fear of the Lord. To truly be wise, one must recognize the Creator's sovereignty and seek his guidance in every aspect of life. The people were inspired. They began to understand that life was not merely a series of decisions but a journey filled with choices that could lead to joy or sorrow. They felt empowered to seek wisdom, to build relationships, and to act justly. As they returned to their homes, the lessons lingered in their hearts. They reflected on the importance of family, friendship, and integrity. They learned that wisdom is a treasure that must be pursued daily. With every choice made, they could either build a house of wisdom or a ruin of folly. And so, the wise words of Solomon echoed through the ages. They became a part of the very fabric of the community. As the sun set on another day, the people of the land realized that this wisdom was not just for the wealthy or the learned but for everyone willing to listen and grow. In the quiet of the evening, they gathered in their homes, sharing the proverbs they had learned. Families prayed together, seeking wisdom in their relationships. Friends encouraged one another to speak life. They cherished the lessons surrounding hard work and humility, knowing that these were keys to a prosperous life. The book of Proverbs shows us that wisdom is more than knowledge. It is a way of living that reflects God's character. It teaches us to value relationships, to seek truth, and to trust in the Lord. With every proverb, we are reminded that our choices matter and that they shape our future. As we reflect on the teachings of this ancient wisdom, we find comfort in knowing that God remains faithful. He invites us into a relationship where we can lean on Him for guidance. He calls us to walk in wisdom, not just for our benefit but as a light to those around us. In this journey of life, let us remember to listen for wisdom, seek understanding, and embrace the lessons of love and integrity. May our hearts be open, our minds attentive, and our spirits eager to learn. For in doing so, we align ourselves with the path that leads to true fulfillment and joy. So, as we close this chapter, let us carry the essence of Proverbs in our hearts. Let us strive for wisdom, not just for ourselves but for our families, friends, and communities. With each step we take in the light of God's wisdom, we will find our way together, reflecting His love and grace in a world that desperately needs it.